See, sometimes in the course of our daily grind, we forget that time flies so fast. I've been here since 6 o'clock, in the warehouse, working, and I just forgot that I haven't actually taken a rest. And it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I said to myself, you have to take a rest. Just a 30 minutes break. It's not going to break anything, but rather it's just going to make me kind of recoup, lift my head up, take a look at all what I've done, and perhaps give me more motivation, more energy to be able to do, even more. So I was sitting here chilling. I drank a bottle of malt and I felt like, you know what? I want to talk to somebody out there. Perhaps there's just going to be that one person also in the warehouse. It could be that you are just in your garage. You could be in your room. You are actually grinding a lot. And I felt like I have a message, for you. I don't know where you're watching me from. Perhaps you are on the other side of the world. I am in Germany. It's very possible that you are very, very far away because my YouTube videos tend to go all over the world. But then distance shouldn't be, a barrier for us to talk to ourselves. Beautiful enough, we live in the time where the internet has made the world pretty much a global village. And I was wondering, I felt like, you know what? I'm going to just tell you that you are doing great, because if you are that person that's currently in the grinding phase of your business now, typically as a reseller, the character of reselling is such that most of the time you're just going to be alone. It's very possible that your situation right now is that you are pretty much alone. You do not have support, from your brothers, from your sisters. You do not have support from your parents. You are pretty much just on this journey, believing in yourself. You've taken a bet on yourself and you are telling yourself, I am going to make this work. And because of that, most of the time you are just alone. And perhaps for a very, very long time, nobody has told you that you are doing great. And I felt like I am going to tell you that today. You are actually, doing very great. And sometimes when we actually work so hard, we tend to forget the things that we have achieved. You might be feeling a little bit, demotivated. You are beating yourself up because each time you take a look at the work that still needs to be done, it looks like you are actually not making progress. I'm telling you this because I also passed through this phase and I was building my eBay shop. The grind was a lot, it was just a lot. So many times I felt like I wasn't actually moving. And sometimes when I wasn't careful, I felt like I was actually just wasting time, because even though I was literally walking around the clock, I felt like I wasn't moving at all. I wasn't seeing the desired results, I wanted to see, because somewhere in my head, I actually had this big picture, of the kind of results I thought I would get after about 6 months, after about 7 months. But then after about 2 years, I still look back and sometimes I get a little bit, demotivated. I feel like I'm kind of losing energy just looking at the things that still need to be done. But over time, I actually figured out that, look, sometimes it's also good to take a look at the things that you've done and actually just, breathe a little bit, because you might just be beating yourself too hard. And I felt like this video is just to remind you that you are actually doing very okay. If you take a look at the things you are doing alone, man, you are going to be shocked. You go out there, you go out to source for items, you go out, you bring the items in, you prepare them, you clean them up. For those of you that sell shoes, yes, it could be a lot of work to clean them up. Sometimes if you sell electronics, you have to actually test them to be sure they are working. If you sell monitors, you have to clean them. Just prepare them so that you can actually make photos. And then you also go ahead and make this photograph. And if you are somebody that do not have a virtual assistant, you also have to list this item yourself. This is a lot of work. The fact that you can even go out to source for item, you are doing excellently well, because a lot of people would have loved to be able to go out to source for items. They are not able, either they cannot get themselves, to be motivated enough to go out, or they just feel like it's not just worth the effort. But you have actually said, I want to go out to source for item. I want to bring the items in. And when you bring the items in, you also take the pains to actually clean them up. You are doing a lot of work and you are doing just great. Like I said, it's very possible that you have not heard this for a very, very long time. When I was grinding, each time I go onto YouTube, I keep hearing people talking about the things I needed to do more to make sure my my items were selling. I need to list more. I need to make good photographs. I need to go back and change the title of my listings. I just kept hearing the things I needed to do all the time. And at some point, I just realized that there is actually no video of somebody, just talking to you and even praising you for the things that you have already done. That you already have items listed on a platform like eBay. You have done very well for yourself. And sometimes I just needed this encouragement, these soothing words, to just keep moving on, and these words were not coming. And because of that, it took me, to reach out into my mind, to really push myself as I'm able to go through some of these phases. And I'm just looking back to them and I feel like if I had somebody giving me those soothing words, reminding me all the time that, yes, you are doing great. You have built this whole system. And when items sell, you are available. You're not going to say, today, I don't want to ship out items. You're not going to say, today, I do not have the motivation to do anything. I'm just going to let the customer's order sit. No, when items sell, you bounce there and you are picking up the items from your shelf. You are packing them. You are sending them out. And you are doing this over and over and again, pretty much rinsing and repeating every day. Dude, you are doing a lot of work and you are doing perfectly fine. Yes, like I said, it's very easy for us to fall into this trap of always taking a look at what has not been done and begin to beat ourselves up, begin to feel discouraged, begin to feel demotivated. I'm telling you because I also passed through this. You are doing great. The fact that a customer will buy an item from you, the customer receives it, uses it, and says, you know what, I want to send this item back, and you are still very calm, you are still cheerful, you do not go on a rant and tell the customer, just get the hell out of here. Why did you come to my shop in the first place to buy items? Why didn't you read the description? But you stay calm and say, please send me back my item. And as soon as you receive the item, you are good enough to issue a refund to the buyer. This is excellent. You are doing perfectly fine. If somebody has not told you that today, I felt like this is a very beautiful time for me to remind you, do not beat yourself up. Understand that grinding is part of the package, is part of what you have to go through. But taking time off to also appreciate the things you've done, appreciate yourself, give yourself a break. Do not, grind to the point of just destroying yourself. And this is what I see a lot of us do. I'm not going to belittle the fact that, yes, there's going to be a phase where you have to grind a lot, but understand that in this whole process, you also have to find time to enjoy the things that you have achieved. You're not going to grind forever and only see the things that you've not done. Take time off, grab a bottle of your favorite drink, sit down and just drink it. Look around yourself, take a look at the things you've done and tell yourself, I think I deserve to celebrate as well. Yes, you might not be seeing the desired result that you want to see, but understand that this whole process actually takes time and you have to just be okay with that. If you want to rush things, definitely you will just end up breaking a lot of things. Take it easy. Understand that this whole thing is going to just play out. It's going to take time. Keep on stacking the skills that you are stacking. Keep on putting in the work. And above all, understand that as you keep working, you also have to create time to appreciate yourself, to sit down and look around and say, look, I have achieved these things. I think I deserve to actually take a rest. 1 day, 2 days is not going to break anything. It's not going to make you not to achieve your goal. And sometimes when you actually take a rest, it could be that you want to take a little nap, a 10, 15, 20 minutes nap. You actually are regenerating yourself, giving your brain that rest that it needs to actually think better. And most times when you take a rest, when you appreciate yourself for the things that you've already done, you just end up being a better person, a better thinker. And most of the time, you receive new energy to even push through those difficult times. Yes, you are doing great. And I'm saying it again, just to encourage you that, look, do not beat yourself up. If the platform on which you sell is not actually working right now, perhaps sales are slow, do not beat yourself up. It's part of the package. Enjoy the process. This is something that a lot of us tend to forget when we are grinding. Sometimes we are grinding so hard, the result is just coming in trickles. We are kind of upset. We are angry why things are so slow. You feel like giving up. And most of the times you are very, you are very on edge. Somebody calls you, you are already very angry on phone. A customer wants something from you. You are very edgy. Guys, this is not you, loving the process. The rule of the game is that you have to enjoy this whole thing you are doing. If you do not enjoy it, then you are actually doing something wrong. You need to love the process, starting from the daily grind. You need to love the process. Doesn't matter the amount of time you need to grind. Understand that this is the process, and the more you love this process, the more things just naturally get easier for you. So I felt like making this quick video with the hopes that it helps you. If it did help you, please consider liking the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are not. Until I see you again in the next one. Peace.